Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? It always looks a little bit different on YouTube than it does on my OBS. Oh well. Huh. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Doing our Wednesday live stream. I always wonder if it's working. Public, yeah, it should be working. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. Let's see, I'm working on a new video that should be up either tomorrow or the next day. And it's going to be another product taste test review video. You guys seem to like those. It's cold out here. Upstate New York, snow, frozen, tundra. I don't know, not really too much to update here. If you guys didn't check out my last video, I just addressed a question that comes up a lot, and go check that out. If you guys have any questions on that, we can go over that. Basically, just people want to know: do we boycott or do we buy products from companies that aren't vegan but sell vegan products? So I answered that in depth right over there. Stuff like that usually causes a lot of controversy. A lot of people have different opinions on that. So it was nice to go through and read all the comments there. You're thinking of starting a YouTube channel about autism and veganism. Any ideas? I mean, my only thing would just be, just go out and do it. Just get in front of the camera and make a video and put it out there. If you decide not to upload it, it's just practice for you to make more videos. Just, make videos. Make a channel, and you never know. People will watch it. So, a lot of people in this world, a lot of people have access to YouTube. So, there's an audience for everything. So you can, make your videos. Just go out there and do it. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining. Oh, I was gonna post it on my brother just added me on Facebook. All these years, he never had Facebook. Why would he get one now, though? That's kind of weird. I think now would be the time not to have one. Anyway. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Invested in anything lately? I did, yeah. I don't remember I don't remember the name of it, but it was pretty cheap. I got some stock that was very, very cheap. But other than that, lately, no. Let's see. I watched a movie last night that was like a straight up ripoff of the Goonies. Has everybody seen Finding Ohana? It was like, I mean, I'm all about people making movies inspired by other movies, but this one was like, it like literally copied like so many scenes straight from Goonies, and like, hey you guys, like everything. It was like a remake of, and Data was in it. Data was in it from Goonies. But when I Googled it, I said, is this like supposed to be Goonies? And like the answer was no, it's not supposed to be Goonies. So I think they're a little delusional there. I mean, it was fun, but like Goonies is one of those movies. Maybe I'm just being a snob. It was one of those movies where like I never wanted to see a remake of Goonies. I never want to see a remake of E.T. Some movies should stand on their own without having a remake or a sequel. But yeah, this, I don't know. It was on the Disney Plus channel. I watched it. Let's see. I think it was Disney Plus. Maybe it. Now I'm questioning it because I went through. You know how it is. I'm sure you guys have gone to watch a movie, and it takes more time to find a movie than it does to watch a movie. And I went through Disney Plus and Netflix, so now I'm not sure which one it was on. I think it was Disney, but I could be wrong. And I was looking at Data when he was in it, and I was like, he looks familiar. But it was his voice. His voice gave it away. Because I haven't seen him in so long. You never want to see a remake of The Sound of Music? I never even want to see The Sound of Music. I've never seen it. I hate musicals. I don't like musicals. One of the movies I would watch when I was a kid was Pete's Dragon, and I just hated the singing part. I'm like, I just want to see the dragon. Come on. Let's get done with the singing. I don't care about your razzle dazzle day. But yeah, you could go check out that movie I was just talking about. It's almost scene for scene with. Well, actually, it's not almost scene for scene. I feel like there was a little bit. They could have like edited a lot out. Like it's some parts were like, what is this even in here for? Some of them went too long. I guess I was just critiquing it because it was so much like the Goonies, and they claim that it's not, but it is. Like scene for scene, like you'll see what I mean if you watch it. If you know Goonies, if you know all the scenes from Goonies, you'll know what I'm talking about there. Oh yeah, Mac and Me was trying hard to use the formula for the success of ET, and it was like a huge flop. I've seen it a few times, and it's not memorable to me. Not definitely not like ET was. Mac and Me was a feature length Coke commercial. That's funny because Linda always says that. It was, wasn't it? Oh no, not Data, not Brent Spiner from Star Trek. No, Data from Goonies. Short Round from Indiana Jones. You love musicals because I mean I've seen a bunch of musicals, but I never it didn't for some reason it didn't give me a good feeling. Like I remember seeing Annie when I was little, and the only thing I really remember that was they were climbing up the. It was like a train track going straight up, like a bridge that lifted. At the end, they were climbing up it. Um, yeah, I hated musicals. They were weird to me. Maybe there was something that happened where like it just gave me like a weird Twilight Zone, and I love Twilight Zone, so I don't mean that, but like just a weird vibe with musicals, and I've always hated them ever since. E.T. changed my life, but how? Like I don't. It's E.T. is more than a movie to me. It's a feeling. It's something that I don't know. Like I mean, right from there, like I wanted like movies always inspired me. I every time I saw a movie like that was the feeling I had. I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. I mean, I started skateboarding after seeing like Gleam in the Cube. I'm like, oh yeah. But yeah, ET like brings me back to a very nostalgic place where I can put myself as a kid, and just it just means a lot to me. Like that's a feeling that I have, and I don't know, just the feeling of ET. It's a good warm feeling, and it makes me. It brings. I can't explain it. It's something that I feel like it's a feeling only in my mind. Um, and maybe that's the same for other people with other movies or what, but it's it just gives me a feeling when I watch it. It just brings me right back to being in that time. Like, I think yeah, just the way I'm thinking of it, it'd be impossible for somebody, that was born within the last 20 years to watch it and have the same feeling that I had because they weren't around in the 80s. But that same feeling might be the same for somebody that was born 20 years ago that saw a movie that, that came out in the early 2000s. Maybe that brings them back to that time and place. But for me, it brings me back to the early 80s and what was going on, with my close knit family and friends within my school and neighborhood, and it's just something that I can't. It's just hard to explain. I don't know. I did a video and I tried to explain it the best I could. I did a video on how ET affected me. I think I put it on this channel right here. It was after I met Dee Wallace at the Scaricon. Hold on.
You know how they say there are alligators in the sewers?
Alligators in the sewers.
Alligators in the sewers. I did see a picture of Jared Leto from the Joker, the Justice League. And I'm bummed because I want to watch that. Everybody said it was good. The Little Things with Denzel and Jared. But I've got HBO Go, not HBO Max. That's how they get you. They want you to sign up for the service and that, just to watch one thing. I don't feel like I watch enough. I mean, every once in a while I'll watch a movie or something, but it's not too often. I did watch a bunch of the serial killer documentaries on Netflix. Hey Mike, what's up? What else did I just watch? There was a couple movies that I was going to watch and I forgot which. I watched one of them, which was Blue Ruin, but there was another one. I forgot what it was. Little Things is awesome. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I watched Night Stalker. And I already knew a lot about the Richard Ramirez killings, but that it goes into detail and tells a lot more. There was another one I just watched about what was it called? I don't remember what it's called, but this guy claims that his father was a Zodiac killer, and there's a lot of proof there. It's kind of like the format they made it in though. It's like it's a series, not too many episodes, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 episodes, and they do it in the kind of the format where they did a Making a Murderer. So it's like, oh yeah, you think definitely it's that's definitely him, and then you're like, oh maybe you got some doubt, but then you go back to like and then it just you'll see if you have seen it. The Ripper, I watched The Ripper as well, which was not Jack the Ripper, more recent than that. And I think it was last year maybe the year before. Last year was a blur, right? The whole 2020. Maybe it was the year before, but I watched all the Ted Bundy ones. And then the Ted Bundy ones, and then there was what was the other one? There was some other one. Oh, when I first started going to school for criminal justice in the late 90s, I read like all of John Douglas's books, and he's the guy that the FBI agent that was largely responsible for the what's it called? I forget what he does, the psychological analytics of serial killers and stuff, um, forensic psychology, and so he did Mindhunter, and then all these years later they made a series on Mindhunter, and it's based on him, John Douglas, and that was a big inspiration of why I wanted to work for the FBI back a long time ago, back in the day. So. Is VDog okay for puppies? Now they have small kibble there. They do recommend you put your dog on VDog at a year old though. Um, so honestly, I would say I'm not a vet, so don't listen to anything I have to say. But VDog has all the nutrition like a dog needs, but I also like give my dog other things with it, like different days, different things. Like usually sweet potato, pureed pumpkin. Sometimes I'll put peas on it. They love peas. And I also have a dog food recipe on the channel. I mean, dogs need all the basics nutrients that humans need. So you just got to be able to get all of those nutrients for a dog. But yeah, you would probably be best to contact VDog. They're really good at their contact, and they have a lot of vets that work with them. But the last I knew, it was they recommend a year old or more. My dog was a little different than that because my dog had parvo, so I didn't know about VDog when 10 years ago, and my dog almost died, and so the vets had him on like some special formula, and he had all this medicine, and it saved his life. He didn't die, but his digestive system was messed up, and it continued to be messed up for a whole year until I decided to go against what the vets were saying, and I took him off all the stuff the vet was giving me to give him, and I put him on some vegan kibble, and he immediately got better. But he had allergies, like he was scratching and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. And then when I put him on VDog, which is a hypoallergenic, he stopped his rashes went away. He stopped biting and scratching, and he's been fine ever since. He just turned 10 like a week and a half ago. He's a birthday boy. He just turned 10. So and Zeke, I've had Zeke for now 2 years maybe, and he's been on vegan formula ever since I got him. He was about a year old when I got him. So they're both a bunch of VDoggers. Cobra Kai, yeah, Cobra Kai. I'm on season 2 of. I still have to finish season 2 of Cobra Kai. There are active serial killers right now. There's always, and especially in big cities, they say like on average there's like 1 or 2 serial killers in every big city, and then there's like 5 or 6 dormant serial killers. So yeah, but I mean the chances of running into a serial killer are pretty slim, but that doesn't mean you haven't walked by one. Did that make sense? What I tried to say? The chance of being killed by a serial killer, being targeted by a serial killer, is pretty slim. But you could totally be in a public place walking by one. You don't know. They look. That's the thing everybody says when they usually when they catch a serial killer, they're like, oh, he looks like the average Joe, And I say he because there's only been like 1 or 2 female serial killers. C is an excellent series. C? I haven't heard of that one. C is the name of the series with Jason Momoa. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed from what I've seen of Cobra Kai. It paints it in a whole different light from the original. M. Night has a series. No, what's the name of the series? I haven't heard of it. Oh, it's on Apple TV. That's why I don't have Apple TV. Jim Can't Swim. No. Haven't heard of that either. When the pandemic is over, is there anywhere you want to travel? Yes, absolutely. I want to go. I was actually invited to fly out to. There's a new vegan restaurant that just opened, and I was invited by the owner to go out there and do a video there. And Dallas. It's from what he can do. He's done the research. So from what he's found, it's the biggest vegan restaurant in the world. It's called Bell's, Belse, and it sounds really good. I want to go out there. I'm gonna try to do a video for him when I can. So he might send me some footage or something and some food, and I might do hey, here's my review of the new restaurant in a pandemic, where I never have to leave the house. Dallas, Texas. Dulles. It was Dulles Airport. Oh yeah, I did a review for the Very Good Butchers years ago. What was it, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, or whenever they first started? They sent me some of their stuff, and I've actually talked to them in person at one of the expos. I definitely want to go back to LA, see my friends out there, have a meeting. Actually, I have a meeting with my partner for the movie this coming up next week. What's today? Next week. We're going to do a Zoom. We've been talking more and more about that, what we're going to do. Oh, you live in Victoria. Cool. I've been to Victoria. I have a video of me going to some restaurants in Victoria. I don't remember what they were, but I've never been to Vancouver, though. I really want to go there. The Spiral Diner. Well, I was almost going to be there last week. I had an offer to. They're going to fly me out there. I'm just going to be honest. The reason I can't travel is I'm not afraid to travel. I'm really claustrophobic, and I don't think it's already a challenge for me to sit on a plane for a long period of time, being as claustrophobic as I am. I don't think there's any way that I could be on a plane for 5 or 6 hours straight wearing a mask, because let's just say it does restrict your breathing, and I think I would freak out. I don't think I could do it. So that's the real reason I declined going. I need the pandemic to end before I can travel, unless I want to drive, you know. I've been to Kindred a bunch of times. I got some videos there. That was actually one of my. If you guys join my Discord server, I post things over there, and I do gaming on Twitch. But I just posted the Gamork. Gamork, and everybody knows who Gamork. I bet everybody doesn't know who Gamork is, but shoot me a little thing if you know who Gamork is. But anyway, there's a big bust of Gamork on the wall at Kindred. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I'm sure the people that have been there know what I'm talking about. You haven't flown since '98. I remember the first time I was on a plane. I hitchhiked to Florida, and with my friend, and my mom and my friend's mom did not want us to hitchhike home, so they bought us a plane ticket. And I was like, okay, we're going on a plane. Never been on a plane. And you know how the plane goes down the runway and then it turns around and then it takes off? We're going down the runway. I'm like, there is no way we're going to get off the ground going this fast. And I had no idea because the thrusters hadn't gone in yet, but I've never been on a plane. I'm like, there's no way we're going off the ground, and it's going, and then it turns around, and then all of a sudden it was like, and I was like, oh my God. And that was the first time I was on a plane, 1994. Never Ending Story. Yes, you got it right. Gamork is the wolf that Atreyu has to kill. Spoilers. And from the Never Ending Story. And his head, the big head of Gamork, is on the wall at Kindred, Bar Kindred, which is like a vegan metal bar in San Diego, California. I actually went there. The last time I went there was with my friend Cesar and the owner of Donna Jean, Roy. Good evening, Peaceful Vegan. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Rebalancer, are you here still? Oh, there we go. Can we figure that out? Because some people were wanting to know, Ari wanted to know how to sub to my Twitch channel with Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one subscription to anybody you want. Subscribe to my channel per month. It's free if you have Amazon Prime. I'm not sure how to do it, but Rebalancer can show anybody how to do that. Yeah, I was always nervous to fly. It was literally as soon as I got on the plane and they closed that door, I'm like, well, I'm accepting the fact that might die. There's nothing I can do about it. There was one flight that I took, and I thought it was very tense. I thought we were done. I was with John, and it was we were going to Germany, but we had to go to Canada. We had to go fly to Toronto, and then Toronto to Germany. And Toronto for us is just across the water. It's like 45 minutes on a plane. And we were in this little tiny propeller plane where literally we were at the back of the plane. I think I have a video of it. And I've got a video of everything. And then you could see the pilots. There was no door. You could see both of the pilots. And as we were coming in to land in Toronto, it was really windy. And we were literally going side to side to side, and I'm looking, and everybody was just quiet. Everybody was just like holding on. Everybody, because you could touch pretty much the window on both sides. That's how small the plane was. I mean, not quite, but yeah, it was really small. And me and John are just looking at each other, and we're looking at the pilots, and the pilots look nervous, and we look nervous, and we're like, oh my God. And when we started to come down, and I'm like, how are we going to do this? Because we're going side to side. I'm like, we can't land like this. We're going to land and then tip over. Like, this is real. I'm like, it was like everybody was like holding their breath. I think everybody's heart stopped. And then finally we touched down. And I don't know if those pilots were just messing with us or what, but like we were going all over the place. And that was probably the one time I thought like for sure. Because I mean, you know, people experience turbulence in planes and think they're going to die, and it's just normal. But this was like the worst. Oh, you had to link it through your Amazon app account? Hold on. AJ, yeah, a vegan metal bar. It's called Bar Kindred. It's in San Diego. And the menus have like the signs from the Neverending Story. It's like a Neverending Story themed metal bar. And if you go there, definitely go in the bathroom because the bathroom is like none other than you've ever seen. Yeah, I was really thinking about that actually. Standing in the shower thinking. That's a Jane's Addiction song. But I was thinking about like the video that I'm going to make about the near-death experiment. What do I even label that? You know, my near-death experience, how I almost died. I thought I was dead. I shouldn't be alive. Vegan zombie version. Could do that. I mean, that's a real TV show. But I don't know. Would the average person know that? Does everybody know that show? I shouldn't be alive. And then vegan zombie version. Like, what's the best captivating title? Also, with the title, like, if there's, you know, if that kind of stuff triggers people, then obviously don't watch the video. You can't take the expressways anymore because of all the drivers. You know, I've always said like I think it would be fun to have a motorcycle. I just don't trust other people on the road, so I don't have a motorcycle. But if I had like big property and I had like somewhere to ride one, like a dirt biker, I would totally get one. I just don't trust other people driving cars, text messaging while they're driving, that kind of thing. Because if you're in a car, you at least have a chance. But if you're on a motorcycle and they hit you, you have the short sleeve of the shirt. Are you talking about the shirt I'm wearing right now? Peaceful vegan. My favorite frozen pizza is the Amy's Margarita. Well, I didn't say it's my favorite. It's one of my favorites, and it was one. It was my favorite for a very long time. But then I had Blackbird frozen pizza, and I think that's my favorite. But the Amy's Margarita is it's one of my favorites. It's definitely up there. You can't buy the Blackbird everywhere. You can buy Amy's just right over at Wegmans. But I will say that the last time I had it, it tasted like they changed the ingredients. And I looked at the ingredients and nothing seemed different. I don't know if they maybe changed the cheese, but there was some kind of weird, it almost tastes fishy. It tastes like seaweed or something. I don't know what it was, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the weird taste to it. And I had one like literally a week or two before that, and it was like the amazing one that I am used to. So I don't know. I don't like it when companies go and change the ingredients on a product that is already well established and likable, Like, don't try to fix something that's not broken. It's not clickbait if it's true. What are we talking about clickbait? I wasn't talking about being clickbait. I was just trying to figure out what's the best title. I never do clickbaity things. I always Tell the truth. People even said that one. They're like, I thought this was clickbait, but it wasn't. I'm like, yep. I don't want to lie to my audience by, I want to find the best title that's going to get somebody to watch it, but there's going to be truth to it, in my video. Like, I fight a dinosaur. They're like, you're lying, man. But then I'm like fighting a blow up dinosaur. Like, I mean, there's truth to it, right? Do I sell long sleeve shirt of the one I'm wearing? Yes. Let me pull it up for you. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait, maybe I don't have it on there. Oh, wow. I guess I don't. I do, but it's not on my site. I got to add it to the site. No wonder. I make them right here at my house. So yeah, I can definitely make the shirt and the long sleeve. I only have the Go Vegan and the Vegan Zombie in the long sleeve. But I thought I sold this one. I guess I didn't. That's why it's not selling. Nobody has it. It's like the coveted shirt that I don't sell. That's my store site of the stuff that I sell, the things that I print myself. But I do have another store now that is like all of the. I don't know if you guys can see it right now, but below all my videos, it shows my merchandise of like the colorful ones that I can't print on my own, like the ET one, and the other vegan zombie one, the zombie boy. People say vegan diet causes cavities. The vegan diet, like vegan diet. That's that. So that right there is, I would think, a misnomer. First of all, what is a vegan diet? If we're talking about, like being vegan, you can eat. You definitely could eat like just all candy and junk food and soda, and you'd probably get cavities, and it would still be vegan. So that's like, it depends what you eat. There's so many things you can eat as a vegan. I'll tell you this, like I mean, sometimes I eat candy. It's not often. I used to eat candy a long time ago, a lot. But I don't know. I don't drink soda. I'm fairly healthy. I think I'm pretty healthy. I think I'm healthier than most people. Definitely on the standard American diet. But if I'll eat chocolate and stuff. I did a video a year or two ago when I had to go to the dentist, and no cavities. My teeth are great. And I'm a long-term vegan of 26 years. So a lot of people comment on that. I can only go from my own experience. My teeth are great. I did have braces, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the diet. I had braces before I was vegan, and I just never wore my my retainer. So I ended up getting the Invisalign about 7 or 8 years ago, and I still wear the retainer every once in a while when I go to bed. But other than that, I've got no problems with my teeth. And a lot of people comment on that video said, they haven't had problems either. So, like that's a tricky question because again, it depends what you're eating. But just because you're vegan doesn't like predispose you to like your teeth falling out or anything like that. That's not true at all. In fact, a lot of vegans, they say if you're vegan, are you getting to the point where you think if you go vegan, you're not going to have the calcium to have strong bones and teeth? Because that's not true at all either. Also, I am a skateboarder, and if you see my video that I did last year, was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year. Maybe it was the year before, where I did, it was when I was 43. A couple years ago. I did 43 tricks on my skateboard for 43 years old, and I wiped out a couple times, and I slammed you know, on my wrist and everything. Like I didn't fracture anything. I didn't break any bones. And, you know, I've been skating now for 30 years. So I don't know. I can only tell you my own experience right there. Yeah, that's true, Mike. It also plays in, you know, it plays into like your lifestyle, your diet, and your genetics. So, and your teeth care, you know, it all kind of plays into, like, for instance, I was brushing my teeth wrong for a long time, and then I realized that, you know, the doctor recommended just getting an electric toothbrush, which I did a whole video on this. And it's funny because I promoted an electric toothbrush on one of my videos, on my morning routine one, and I don't know if they paid me anything. I don't think they did. I think they just gave me the toothbrush, and I used it. And that was years ago. I used it, and then I ended up buying a new one, but I went to my old video to find the coupon code, and it was 75% off. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I use it every day, and I bought two of them so far, and I've used them since I did the video. And what an electric toothbrush does is, instead of like scraping against your teeth like that, or however you do it, you know, you just gently put it on your, you know, your gum and tooth, and you just kind of like, so you're not really pushing hard on your teeth, and you're not eroding like receding gums or anything like that. And that's what I've been using now. So if you guys want to check out that toothbrush, it's on my morning routine video. It's a few years ago. I'm honestly just sharing that with you. I'm not making any money from that, but you can get a 75% discount by getting, or just go ahead and find a better one or something. But I think that one works great. It's just an electric toothbrush. Yeah, Stacy, that's what my dentist told me, that I was brushing too hard. So there you go. It tickles too much. It doesn't do that for me. You know who just pulled up? Who pulled up? What else? I don't have any movie game guessing game for tonight. I didn't think anything up. I did have one left over from last week though, but that's only one. That's too much of a tease, isn't it? If we just do one and then that's it. What is it, Erin? Oh, okay. Yeah, it did feel weird at first, I think. Now it feels weird to brush my teeth without an electric toothbrush. It's like, what is this? I got to do it myself? No, I got some nice bamboo toothbrush, and I usually travel with those. Yeah, Holly's pretty good at the guessing game. The only time I notice is when you do... What? The coupon. It worked for me when I bought mine maybe a year ago. I mean, after using it for however many years, it stopped working. So I'm like, I need a new electric toothbrush. I went back to my video, and there it was. And it was 75% off. It's like, hold on, let me see if I can find it. All right, let's go to my YouTube channel. Did anybody else find it already? There it is right there. There I am, brushing my teeth like a vegan. Okay, video. I just want to go to the link just to, okay, oh yeah, use coupon code, use coupon code ZOMBIE. You got to use coupon code ZOMBIE for 75% off. I made this video almost 4 years ago. Okay, so 4 years ago. Is it still there? It automatically, you don't have to put zombie on. I think it automatically brings it down. Oh, it's cheaper now too. I think it was over $200 when I had it, but now it was $124 and you can get it for $31. Here, I'll link it if you guys are interested in my toothbrush. And it looks like it's updated. Mine looks kind of like that, but it's not chrome or gold or whatever. And it's got this little infrared or ultraviolet light that kills germs that you can put the little toothbrush in. And it's got different settings, and it's got a little timer, so you know when you do like one quadrant and then it stops after 30 seconds and you're like, all right, time to change. And then, unless you're in a hurry, you're like, shh. It is a deal, since I'm saying like straight up that I've been using it for 4 years now. I've had 2 of them for 4 years, Sonic toothbrush. And it's always cruelty-free, 100% vegan. Says it right down there at the bottom. I think that's why they reached out to me. The zombie will be applied to the checkout. That's cool. It's like a forever code. Unless they find out like too many people are buying them now. And they're like, oh, wait, what's going on? Somebody found the Vegan Zombies video from all those years ago. I'm looking at my morning routine here. What the heck am I doing? Brushing my teeth. Okay. All right. Don't watch that video. All right. What else we have? How long have we been on for today? I'm always looking for the timer. Oh, 47 minutes. 47 minutes. Oh yeah. If they got 15 orders right now, they'd probably take the code off. They probably haven't had an order on that since the last time I ordered it. Too bad I don't get any kickbacks. Can I speak jive? I don't even know what that means. Can I speak jive? Everybody's going to be buying this toothbrush now. Let's play the guessing game so we can all lose to Holly. What was the one that she guessed that, the jacket, right? Is she the one that guessed the jacket? I was like, you got to be kidding me. That was good. She probably has the same, fears I do. Do I currently have any sponsors for the channel? Anyone that pays me? No. I used to, but with this whole pandemic, I lost them. I used to have sponsors. Well, I don't have anybody that pays me now. I mean, VDog sponsors me, and they just give product, and the doggies get to eat the best food ever. So, VDog. Amy was a no. I've never even used Amy once. "22 Days Nutrition," their protein powder. They used to sponsor me, but then they weren't able to anymore. But I still promote their stuff just because it's my favorite. So, and I won't be sponsored by anybody that I don't truly like their products or anything like that either. And I've been offered too, but if I don't like something. I haven't seen the movie Airplane in so long, I don't remember too much about it. You know, V-Dog said they were coming out with canned food, and I think they did have a few, but I haven't seen it. But they did say that they're sending me something new really soon. I don't know, but yeah, really soon. Right now, V-Dog has obviously their kibble, their little kibble, their breath bones, which the dogs love, their peanut butter treats, and then their blueberry treats. And the dogs love all of them. Yeah, Annie. Okay, so maybe that's what you were saying. Amy is, I believe, a vegan cat food. And is that what you're saying? You were saying Annie? Like Annie Brand? Yeah, Annie Brand used to sponsor. Actually, I'm wearing their shoes right now. They're really small company, so when the pandemic happened, he just wasn't able to anymore. Annie Brand. Yeah, Halo has canned dog food, and Natural Balance does, and Nature's Recipe. So the first food that I put Indy on way back in the day before I knew about V-Dog, or I think V-Dog was just, I couldn't find it anywhere. It was it wasn't in stores as much. And it's a premium dog food. It's more expensive, was Nature's Recipe. And I would go to the store and buy like a bunch of canned food and the kibble. And then I'd buy the canned food of Nature's Recipe and the kibble of Natural Balance, which is not a vegan company, but they have a whole vegan brand. And then I got a sponsorship with V-Dog. I tried to get one with Natural Balance, but I don't remember. V-Dog and ended up sending me food for Indy, and that's when all of his, no more itching. He's for a dog, he smells good. Like it was just, that was the food that I'm like, all right, this is the food that you're gonna eat for good. This is, on top of all the other things I feed him. And then, V-Dog being one of the more expensive ones, plus the shipping was like, you paid a lot for it. But then since then, so now V-Dog is just comparable to other leading brands like of premium dog food, but the shipping is free. So it's completely worth it. Feed your dog right, and then you're not going to spend as much money on the vet bills later on. So, hey, Ari, thank you so much for that super chat. Like this video if you're watching now. Okay, cool. Thank you. So Ari wants everybody to like my video, and I'm not going to talk you guys out of it. So if you like the video, go ahead and just click it. Click that little thumbs up. Thank you. Let's see. And if you do want to try out V-Dog, I do have a coupon code if you're a new customer. If you're a new customer, you can save like 10 or 15%, I think it is. And it's Zombie Dog. Zombie Dog is the coupon code. Have you ordered vegan food from a non-vegan restaurant, but was acted at least served? Wait, what? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. I've been doing a lot of videos of the pups, and I'm either going to post it on the Indie Pup channel or maybe both, or Patreon. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know there's a few of you that love to see the dog videos, but I'm not really sure what the patrons want to see. And the only reason I'm like I haven't posted too much Patreon only so far is just because whenever I do, it gets like maybe like one like or one view or one or two. So I figure just continue doing the videos that I normally do. Peter, thank you for the super chat there. Have you ever ordered vegan food from a non-vegan restaurant but was served meat? That happened to me once. I accidentally ate some but spat it out. One time I ordered, it was a Chinese restaurant, and it was tofu, broccoli tofu. And luckily when I opened it, I saw one of them didn't look like the tofu, and it was a piece of chicken, a big chunk of chicken. And there was another place. I've told this story before. This was one of my worst experiences, and it was in Rochester, New York, and it was largely promoted as a very vegan friendly place that have a few things that weren't vegan there. And when I went there, I'm looking at the menu, and this really made me mad. Like, I was like, obviously I'm all calm, but like in my head, I'm flipping the table, doing ninja kicks, and I don't know. I asked the waiter, by the way, there was nobody there. Like, they had nobody was there. There was like two people at the bar part, and there was nobody else in there. So it wasn't like they were busy or like, oh my God, I was so busy, I didn't know. They were out back smoking weed by the dumpster, whatever, or wherever, right out back, like right out the door. So I was like extra mad, like like I wanted to order the cheese bread, but I wanted to know, because this is back in 2008, 2009, and Daya had just came out, so Daya was good, but there was a few other cheeses that it just messed my stomach up, even though they were vegan. So I wanted to know what vegan cheese they use. I was like, what vegan cheese do you put on this? And he's like, oh, it's the Daya. I'm like, Daya, okay. Daya cheddar. It was Daya cheddar cheese bread. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get one of those. And then I ordered something else. It comes back, and I'm not even thinking twice, and I bite into it and everything. And my girlfriend at the time was like, she goes, stop, that's real cheese. And I was like, oh my God, what? And I was like, I wanted to leave right there. I'm like, like all these years, like I haven't like eaten something not vegan. I go to a vegan place. It's promoted as vegan friendly, super vegan friendly. And, we just had that conversation, like, what kind of cheese do you use? And he puts real mozzarella or whatever on my cheese bread. And I was livid. And so then the owner came over and he's like, hey, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I understand. Like, I wasn't being like a dick or anything. And then so we ordered our food, and I was asking him about the food. I ordered one thing and she ordered another. They brought me out the wrong thing, and her thing, like, if you're going to be a restaurant, you need, like, I don't even have a restaurant and I can cook things that taste good. Her burger was like, it was the worst thing. She couldn't eat it. So I tried a piece, and I'm like, this is so bad. Like, so I just said, like, can we just get our check? And they're like, oh yeah, sorry. They didn't take anything off the bill. They didn't offer anything. It was like the worst experience. And then we just left. We just left. And I was like, I will never go back to that place ever. And I've never gone back. I've actually said bad things. I just don't do. It's messed up. I'm getting those flashbacks. How do I know they were? Because they were going. It was. The restaurant is like a house. That was weird. It's like a house, and it's like an old house, so it's big. And then they went right out the door, like literally right next to where we were sitting, and it was all coming in. You could smell it. It was. They definitely were. Like, nothing. I don't care. I don't want to smell it. Being straight edge and everything, I don't want to smell it, but. you shouldn't have to when you're at a restaurant, It's like, just pay attention, do your job. I mean, what if I was like deathly allergic to it, It's just, it was a bad experience. I didn't get sick, no. I spit it out. Luckily I didn't, I think I just I don't think I actually swallowed. I was chewing it, and I didn't even think twice because I wasn't paying attention. I just picked a piece up as I was talking. I had a conversation going. She goes, "Wait, hold on, stop." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I think that's real cheese." And I'm like, "What?" And Deo was new. So like, I mean, everybody thought like, hey, it's the greatest thing. It melts and everything. So I did pay. I didn't leave a review. I mean, I'm telling you the review now. No, I don't even know if there was there reviews like that back in 2009, 2008. If there was, no, I didn't leave a review. I was a lot different then than I am now. I was very shy and introverted. Now I would call myself an extroverted introvert. I would definitely speak up. But I no. Well, that's the big reason why I don't like eating at if I do go to a restaurant, I want to eat in an all vegan restaurant, or I want to go to a restaurant where I can see them make it. Like if I go to Chipotle, like I'm watching them like a hawk. I'm watching them make my food, and if something gets in there, I'm like, oh no, they're always awesome at Chipotle. They're always really cool, and I've never had a problem with anyone at Chipotle. And also Blaze Pizza. They've always been super, super nice. I just went there like a week. It was like right after my birthday. I went with my friend Cody and Rachel, and we ordered pizzas there, and we made our own. And there's a lot of potential for like cross contamination, but they're super good about it, and they're super nice. It's funny, produce. I get that a lot. People say, "Do you think you're better than everyone because you're straight edge?" It's funny how people think that. No, I don't. In fact, a lot of people don't even know. I mean, I know most of you guys know that, but I don't even really say it to anybody because so many people don't even know what it means. I'll just say like, no, I don't. I don't care what other people do, and I don't talk about it. I've never thought that I was better or anything. I mean, that's me, and I understand that a lot of people aren't like that, and a lot of people, don't care about that kind of thing. But that's something that's only me, and I mean, I know there's other people out there like that, but for me, it's something that I'm doing for me. Whereas veganism, I'm doing it for not only myself, I'm doing it for others, animals, and just it's the right thing to do. But if it was straight edge, it's a personal. It's like that's just for me. So I don't care. I'm so laid back, and I don't care what people do. Yes, I agree, Holly. People should be definitely aware of the allergies and stuff. I think for the most part they are now. And this is like 12, 13 years ago. Yeah, if there's cheese on the guacamole, I won't get it, or I'll ask if they have another tub in the back, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, no problem." They're super cool about it. They're not like I've never had anybody be like, "Oh, really?" Oh, you find a small piece of chicken in it? Oh yeah, that sucks. My brother did too, a while back, and he'll never go back there again. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer because like if you go in there and you watch what they're doing, and they're usually really, I mean, they've always been really accommodating for it. But that's another reason why I don't like to go, uh, you know, some people don't really care as much. They're like, oh well, but for me, I do, and I know a lot of other people are like that too. So that's why I'd rather make my own food at my house, because then I know what I'm making, and I've worked in the food industry. I know, horror stories of what happens in the kitchen, and so yeah, I'd rather make my own food or go to an all vegan place or a place where they can see it. And when I go to a place that's not vegan, like I'm like so just like I'm that person like looking like, okay, yeah, they're like, okay, you can go have a seat, and you're like, okay, yep. Oh, can you use a different cutter? Okay. Oh, just making sure. Like. But I think nowadays more people are like they know that there's allergy, cross contamination, stuff like that. So it's not like weird. But this was like an everyday thing when when I was a new vegan, because there was no vegan restaurants. It was like, hey, can I just get fries? Are they in the same grease as your chicken tenders? No. Okay, then I'll get some fries. And can you show me what bagels can I just read the ingredients of the package? Okay. All right, can I get one of these? Like it just. Oh, maybe I should make a video on what I made soy curl chili. Maybe I should do a video on that. I just put it out there, and now some other YouTuber's going to do it. Bam! Soy curl chili. You heard it here first. I'm sure other people have done it. I do have TikTok, and I'm thinking about taking some of my older videos and just condensing them down and uploading them, like 60-second, put them on there. That might go over well. Right now I haven't really done any like cooking thing on my TikTok. A pizza place deliberately put meat on your pizza? See, that's not cool. That's not cool when somebody's trying to do I pranked that vegan, I put meat in there. Like, if somebody, I don't know, if somebody did that to me, I'd probably fight them. I probably would. I worked at an upscale restaurant here in Syracuse in the early 2000s, and I was just doing it during the time that it was because of, so I went to University of Florida, and then I came home and I was transferring to a school in New York City, and 9/11 happened. So I had a semester or two off because I was actually looking at a school down in New York. I actually did. I went to school in New York. But after 9/11 happened, there was like, couldn't get into school. I mean, it happened in September. And so I worked at this place for about probably almost a year, maybe 11 months or something. And I was like, I was a prep cook there. And then before they would close after, it was one of those restaurants, they closed after lunch and then open for dinner. And before that, and then the chef there, the main chef there would make, just get some food for everybody. It's like, hey, do you want anything? I'll just put something. And then he gave me something. He's like, gave me some rice and stuff. And I was like, and he knew I was vegan. And I'm like, yeah, can I get, just something vegan or something? He's like, yeah, I got you. And then we all went to sit down, and I had a plate of rice, and I went to eat it, and I was like, wait, is this shrimp? And he's like, and I was like, I just got up and walked away. Like, I want it, like, if I ate that, like, that's not okay for me. So you're hearing that first too. Like, that would probably set me off if somebody threw a hot dog at John at some party, with one of our friends' parties, and like, he was, at first he was like, oh, like, why would you do that? But then he like started thinking about it. He's like, he started getting super mad too. Like, who does that? I'm not even. There's not too many things that would make me that mad, but that would be one of. If somebody tricked me, if somebody purposefully, if it was like an accident, that's one thing. But if somebody purposely tricked me into eating meat, like that would cross the line for me, and I probably, I mean, I mean, I don't know if I would get physical for real, but like I would definitely, there would be like a very heated debate, argument. Just saying. I don't think that would happen though. Maybe back in the day, but right now I don't think so. Linda's there to help me. I'm all for a good ass whooping. When vegans attack. That would be a good title for my pups. Walking around the house when vegan, and then all of a sudden they go and they grab their stuffed toy, their little teddy. They get real defensive when they get a new toy. Like, get away from it. And he grabs, I got a video of it, and he gets a new toy, and he just picks it up, and he just walks around in circles around the house. And no, don't go near him, because that's his toy. Don't try to touch his toy, Zeke. All right, what else? What else are we talking about in this live stream here? I'm almost done with water, and when I'm done with the water, it's over. No animals were harmed in the making of this can of whoop ass. Oh, why would you say that, Trenny? I just heard it in my head. I can't. It's like, oh, it pierces my brain. Now you got to scroll up, delete that comment so I don't read it again. I'm just going to keep reading it. I'm OCD like that. All right, I'm closing out this toothbrush over here. And this is just a reminder that I got to put a picture up so people can buy this if they want it. It's probably my favorite one too. My favorite one I don't even have up there. That sounds like that sounds like a good t-shirt, Linda. I would put that up there. I would just write it up there, put it up on my Teespring. My ears hurt now. Yeah, I got to make the dog tags too. There's so much. There's so much that you could do. But oftentimes I do it, and then everybody's like, yeah, get this. And then it's like, all right, 2 people get it, and I'm like, what about the rest of the stuff? The stuff. I printed a bunch of stuff. I printed this on a camo shirt. The problem is I've looked everywhere. It's like impossible to find like that nice camo shirt. Like they don't have it in like this style. Like if they had that, I mean that's what all my stuff would be, camo. But the only one I could find, I don't like the material. It's too thick. Like I bought these to do the zombie crew thing on there. Through my other embroidery guy. Do a shirt when you're flipping the table. That's real cheese. But it's on a camel shirt. No one will see it. No, they'll see that, but they won't see you. They'll just see like a, a saying, a quote walking around. All right. Do we have any more? Do we have any more topics? Do we want to talk about anything movie related or vegan related or anything? Well, not anything, but some things. Are we done? Are we done for the night? I think was it my last video that I'm wearing the camo? A good true crime documentary. You feel like you've seen them all. Did you see Making a Murderer? Did you see the one that the Zodiac one where the guy thought his dad was the Zodiac killer? You want to do a guessing game 1 to 100? All right, ready, go. I got a number. Here, let me write it down so you know I'm not lying to you. I got to write this down carefully so you don't see how my... Hold on, let me go over to another page. All right, here we go. All right, everybody guess a number. We're going to play the guessing game. Guessing game, we're guessing a number. Is this like... I mean, we're a bunch of adults. We can pretend we're in kindergarten. I don't care. This is fun. Dun, dun, dun. Any of my friends that know me already know the number that I chose. What is the number that I chose? So far, we got a lot of guesses, but nobody has it. Well, we got it. We got a couple people just got it. $23. The 23 Enigma. That was my number. I'm thinking of an animal. Ready? we could do this all night. I mean, this is like Miss Loopy's car is green. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm thinking of an animal. Here we go. Trini cheated. She guessed twice. Well, I never said you couldn't guess as many times as you wanted. Squirrel, lion, Ted. I picked one that I don't know if anybody's going to get it. I mean, I don't know why I thought of it. I'm like, let's think of an animal. Okay, well, we can ask other questions too. And if a frog luck, if anybody guesses it, then you'll be right. And that would be the end of the game. Vampire bat. Go to the Vegan Zombies channel right now. They're doing a guessing game with numbers and animals. Let's see, what did they talked about this animal in... Oh, we're getting closer. Who's gonna get it? If I can guess who's gonna get it. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, Holly usually gets them. Holly or Linda. Oh, we got an answer. AJ got it. It's a panther. AJ got it. Okay. Might as well do one more. Ready? I'm thinking of a color. Guys. Who's gonna get it first? This is a color. We're on a little bit of a delay here. AJ got it. Yeah. I think we're on like a 10-second delay. But yeah, we're thinking of a color now. Ready? Color. Stacy L got it. It's green. All right. It should have been camo. Is camo a color? Camo is a vibe. Anyway. Tell all your friends to come over here and we can play. All your little kids can come in. We can all play games all night. What color am I thinking of? What season of the year? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're done. What else? Anything else for tonight? Was there anything else I needed to talk about? Probably not. A place, Guck. A spell. Remote viewing next. Oh, yeah. Is anybody here good at remote viewing? We're all throwing marbles into the same jar. Think of a word. Okay, hold on. I got a story. This is actually pretty cool. So, like, back in the day when I, like, 2007, 2008, my best friend at the time, like, we were talking on I had my Bluetooth in, that's how long ago it was. And we were talking when I was driving, and I was like, let's come up with a different word. Let's learn a new word every day. And I'm thinking of a word right now. And then she said it. And I was like, how did you know that? Like, like, I can't believe, like, out of all the words, how would you know that? Like, I just got it in my head. I didn't say it or anything. And she guessed it. And it was the first guess. And then a couple years later, actually, when I was out in Colorado training for my special investigator job, I was talking to another investigator, and I was telling her the same story. I was talking to my friend, and I said, I'm going to think of a new word every day, and we're going to start with this word right here. And I said it. No, I didn't say it. I was telling her the story, and she guessed the same word. I was like, what's going on here? There's something weird going on. Like, how did you guess the same word that she guessed? And you did the same thing. So I'm wondering, I'm going to think of that same word. Hopefully nobody else heard this story that I told before. But if anybody here can guess that word, I will send you a digital copy of my ebook. That's just easy. I can just send you an email. I'm taking the easy way out. But you're getting my cookbook. You're getting the ebook version. And all of you that already have it, sorry, you'll just get another copy. No, I never had the big holster for my phone. In fact, I was the dude that, like, and still am, like, I don't like to travel bulky, like, so my wallet is like as little as they can get, like just like a credit card holder kind of thing. And I don't like carrying things in my pocket or like on my belt and anything. So it's literally my phone. And then if I have my keys, if I'm in my car or something, like I'll take it off just so I only have the car key when I'm going. So I'm not carrying the rest of it. Like that's not me. Now, when I was little, I got a whole utility belt, walkie-talkies, like ammo with nothing in it, a gun holster with a fake gun. Like, I mean, I was all about that when I was a little kid. Oh, man. Yeah, this, I don't think anybody's going to get the word. That would take forever. If anybody just had one guess, just do that. Don't just go on and on, because if you don't know it, like if you're not, yeah, it's just, I doubt anyone's going to get it, but I just thought it was pretty crazy that 2 people got it when I asked them that question. So I'm thinking if I'm streaming to 46 people, if anybody else could come up with the same thing. Is what I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with like you wouldn't. It doesn't have a connection to me. Like so, like no skateboard, no zombie. What was the other? There was something else I was gonna say too. I have all these stories and no one to tell them to. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I was supposed to do a story talking about my experiences at loss prevention. Chartreuse. Pedantic. I use that word all the time. You guys want me to tell you the word? Because I don't think anyone's going to get it. Or maybe I won't tell. Maybe I'll tell you guys next time. Maybe anybody else that watches this after it's live can put their guess down in the comments below. But I don't think too many people watch these after I'm not live anymore. Grotesque. Eureka. Okay, I'll just tell you guys. When I tell you the word, you're going to be like, I still, to this day, I don't know how she got it and how they both got it. The word was ubiquitous. And they both got it. I don't know how. How does that happen? Was somebody wired into my brain? It begins with the letter U. How'd you know that? Did I tell you that before? It's everywhere. Maybe. I feel like I had something else on the tip of my tongue that I was going to say, and now I don't remember what it was because I started going with the other story. Anyway, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Any questions for me while I'm live? I mean, I can make a whole video out of the loss prevention, and I know I said I was going to do it, but we just thought about it an hour into this. Hour and a half? Wait a minute. Wasn't it just 45 minutes the last time I looked? Man, time is flying. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Wow. Loss prevention. Loss prevention. Loss. Yeah, I've had all the Miyoko's products that don't have alcohol in them. Oh, you were kidding. Lots of stories there because I did that for a while. Probably 10 years. Some of the new cheeses have alcohol in them. Not the mozzarella though. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not sure yet. I might do Twitch tonight, but I don't know. I don't want to like I don't want to say that I am and then not do it. So if I do and anyone's up and gets the notifications, hey, come on over and join. I have to do a couple taste test videos with some product that I got. I got a couple packages in the mail today. They were sitting out in the snow. I don't know for how long, but I'm excited to try them. One of them I already tried. The other one, I mean, I've already had before, just not all the flavors. And the other one is totally brand new, and I'm excited to try it. So, wait, what didn't you want to waste your money on? Oh, the Kite Hill. Yeah, everybody says Kite Hill for the cream cheese and stuff, and I mean Kite Hill's okay, but the reason why I never was like, oh yeah, is because like it's not my favorite. The butterbean butter. No, I don't think so. Gardein jerky? Ah, I never heard of that. I need some of that. My P.O. box will have mail on Saturday. I haven't been there in about a week, so I should probably go. Sometimes I like make my way out. I'm like, okay, I gotta put on my winter stuff and clean off my car and get down there, and then I go in there and it's like empty. I'm like, oh my god. The Wayfair dips are good. We had those at what was it? The Super Bowl last year, over at Craig's house with Joseph Lincoln. I think he brought them. Yeah, they usually send me all their new ice cream. They didn't send me the fish food one though. They sent me the Caperneck one. They need to put way more jerky. Yeah, that's my problem with all the vegan jerkies that they sell. They're usually not that full, which means you got to make your own. You just got to like make it plenty. Oh, valley of plenty. Thanks for the oh, are you leaving? Have a good night. Star Dressed Sky, aka Ari. There's a lot of good beef jerkies out there, depending on what kinds you like. And the one I like the best, I don't know the name of. I bought it at Maiwa last year. And oh, it was so good. I'm trying to remember which one it was, though. I might have done a video on it. The Louisville one is pretty good. Which one's my... I just had one, too. Yeah, I think I just had the Louisville Texas barbecue one. Whatever happened to Race Lover? I don't know. Haven't seen Race in a long time. Crave brand was awful. Ooh, Mike, you should make some vegan jerky. Make it a thing in Australia. Totally. Yeah, the primal are always good, but I feel like it's not really jerky. It's just like I don't know. But I've been eating those since they came out. Oh, that's why. Okay. The Hope Dips? Yeah. Yeah, I've had the Hope Dips before. Hey, D-Rabbit, what's up? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do is some soy curl jerky. You can do it in the air fryer or even dehydrator. Yeah, the one that I liked the best, it was from it's an Asian grocery store. Oh, he was rude to John and Kristen and got blocked. Why? I wonder what happened. Well, I'm not John and Kristen, so like I mean, if he got blocked on one, maybe that's why he doesn't come here anymore. But I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I haven't talked to John. Hmm. He deserved it. I don't know. Maybe you did tell me. I don't remember. It's been a while, hasn't it? Your memes out age came. Your memes about age came up at 12:58. At 12:58. What? How come I feel lost here? What's going on? Have a good night, peaceful vegan. Oh, he starts talking about like controversial stuff and oh yeah, the meme that I did. Yeah. Yeah, that meme went super viral and then people started posting everywhere. Somebody said that I looked like I was that veganism is ruining my life and my skin and I look like I'm 35 years old. And I was like, "Thanks. I'm 44." Yeah, that one on her video at 12 minutes 58 seconds. Wait, on whose video? How come I'm not? So somebody put that on their own video? Oh, Unnatural Vegan posted my thing? Oh, I didn't see that. So what did she say about it? Was it good or bad? I saw some big network using it as a promotional thing to sell anti-aging stuff. I was like, what? I didn't give permission for this. You're using my face. Oh, she was talking about vegan memes. Was it good or bad? I'm going to have to check it out later. Oh, your kid showed you? Was it... Well, I'll just find out for myself, I guess. I'll check it out later. She laughed and thought it was good. I think that's what a lot of people... I mean, that was the perfect... Right? That was the perfect thing. Like, they set themselves up. And I was like, oh, I got to respond to this. And I took a screenshot before they deleted the comment, so... That was pretty funny. When somebody tries to troll you. It's funny because I think they thought I was 25. They thought I was 25 and they were trying to say, you look 35. And I'm like, well, thanks. I'm 44. Well, I don't know, guys. Should we go? Should we call this a night? Or is there anything like I'm here if you guys still want to talk? If you guys have any other questions, if we want to get on any other topics. Or we can just end it. We can end it all with the press of a button and see you next time. The trolling boomeranged. I repost it every once in a while, like maybe once or twice a year. Even though it's only been 1 year and a half. 1 year. No, it was about a year ago now. It was about a year ago this time. Oh, you're in class right now. Oh yeah. Get back to class. One more number guessing. All right, I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 3. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I'll tell you, because I have a bunch of near-death stories, but there's one that I want to do a video on. But here's another one that happened, and I'll just tell you this real quick if you guys want to hear this. Okay, so it was like, I think it was April '95, and where I live here in the Syracuse area, I was living at my parents'. It was like a nice day. It was a really nice day, and the snow was melting, and it was like, it felt like spring, and so me and a couple friends were like, hey, let's go camping up in the Adirondacks, and we're like, let's do it, you know. And I had only been like camping on campsites as a kid and stuff, so you know, we went to the store and bought a bunch of stuff to bring with us. I mean, like a bunch of canned goods, like that we didn't even need. Like, I mean, my backpack was so heavy. It just tons of food in it. Like I didn't like, this was not very well planned or no experience. And my sleeping bag was this kid's cotton sleeping bag. And you know, I brought my pillow and tent. The backpack was so heavy. And we went to the tallest mountain in the area, which was, I believe the name of it is Mount Snowy or Snowy Mountain. It's either Adirondacks or Catskills. I don't remember. If you guys know it, this is 25 years ago for me. So we went there and we drove there. We realized it wasn't the same. It was a higher elevation. It wasn't the same temperature it was here. So there was a ton of snow. Mount Snowy, right? So we're like, all right, well, we're like 18, 19. We're like, we're going to do it anyway. So we start hiking, and like every step was like, lift your foot, put it in the snow, go all the way down to your knee. Like, I mean, it was like, and I'm like, oh my God, my bag is really heavy. And then, you know, halfway up, I you know, and I was like terrified of bears. I'm like, guys, we better not find a bear. We better not find a bear. And like, they were like, we realized that, I'm like, guys, I think my tent fell off my backpack, you know. So like, man, just go get it. And I'm like, I'll just sleep in you guys' tent with you, because I didn't want to go back and find it. And they're like, no, there's not enough room. You better go get it, or you know, you're not gonna have a tent. And I'm like, oh man. So I put my backpack down and I start running back through the trail, and I'm like getting like, oh my God, there's, you know, I'm by myself, like trying to figure out where I am, and like, you know, there's going to be a bear or something. So I finally find it and I run back, and I'm like, okay, I found it. I get back there, I tie it up, and now, you know, we had just got to like the summit. We're not even climbing the mountain yet. So we start climbing the mountain, and we're like freezing. We're freezing. Like our hands and our feet are freezing, and we're like, now we're in survival mode. So it's like, we're climbing up the mountain in like a ton of snow. Like each step was like, raise your foot, and we're trying our best to like stay on what we thought was the path anyway, and we're just going up, you know. I mean, when you're that age, you're like, you can whatever. And you know, I had been in, you guys can still hear me? I just got a message saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know. I don't see any. Hi, is anybody there? Okay. Okay. So then, where was I? So we're climbing up the mountain, and my legs are like shaking. My legs are like the lactic acid, like they're gone, like they're shaking, they're quivering because they're like, I had no energy. I needed to stop, but I couldn't stop because they kept going. And I realized at that moment that they weren't going to wait because it wasn't like everybody knew we were going to die if we didn't keep going. And they knew it. They knew that they couldn't come back and stay until I had, like we needed to get up there. It was getting dark and we needed to start a fire if we could or whatever. So we're going up there and I realized I'm like, they can't stop. They can't wait on me because they're going to die. We're all going to die if we stop. So like, I'm like trying as hard as I can to keep going. And I start like, I'm like throwing things off my backpack. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this. I just need to get up there. Like I'm trying my hardest just to get up there. And it was bad. We finally got to the top and it was pitch black and it was just snow everywhere. And our hands were freezing and like we're trying to figure out like we need to start a fire, but how are we going to start a fire? It's freezing cold and like what kind of wood are we even going to find at the top here? We looked around, we grabbed whatever we could for wood and we cleared some snow out around a tree, like a dead tree. And we're trying to we couldn't light a fire. So I'm like, oh, like I'm a pyro. I brought like a whole bottle of lighter fluid with me. I'm like, we can pour this all over. So we poured this all over the wood and everything, and we light it, and we get a fire going. Thankfully, and we start setting up our tents and everything. Now I'm in this like little cotton sleeping bag, okay? So, normally what you want to do when you get, in a sleeping bag is you want to take your outside clothes off and your boots and your socks off so it traps your body heat and it's warm. I couldn't do that. So I had to go in my tent and literally with my boots and everything on, get in the sleeping bag that only came up to here because it's one of those rectangle kids ones, cotton on both sides, and then just kind of like crawl up and like try to like close it as much as I could and like shiver the whole night. Like it was so bad. Like I thought I was going to die. But not only that, when I woke up, my tent had slid down the hill. I didn't get my tent set up right. So it slid down the hill, but it only went, I got caught in a couple trees and stuff. So that was also another thing. But this isn't the part, this totally could have been like almost death, but this wasn't even like how I almost died yet. So the next morning I made it. We have a picture somewhere. This is back in the 90s, so it wasn't like a phone picture. It was like and there is a picture somewhere. We made it. We made it through the night. I don't know how. It was a very shivering night. And then the next morning, we got up super early, like as the sun was coming up. And we are on the tallest mountain in the area. Did anybody look that up? Is it Catskills or Adirondack? But anyway, we are above the clouds, and it was a beautiful sight. So in the morning, we all started walking towards, the edge of the mountain to just view this wonderful sight. And believe me, if I had a camera, I would have taken I wasn't the one that had the camera. It was my friend. So we all start walking to like just see this, like, the sun coming up, and we're like higher than any other mountain, and we're looking down on the clouds. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I realized they're like, Chris, what are you doing? And I'm like, I turn around and they're both back there as I'm still walking, and I'm looking down and I'm like, oh, and I slid, and I'm on like a sheet of ice that literally goes off the cliff of the mountains, like straight down like a mile all the way to like certain death. And I'm like, oh no, I'm literally sliding. So I dig, there's like little patches of snow, but it's mostly ice. I dig my fingers into the ice like this, and I just get down on my stomach, and I'm just like holding, they're like, Chris, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to slide off this mountain and die. So they had to go back and find a branch and cut this branch and then come back over and give it to me so I could grab it and pull myself back away from this slippery ice, so I didn't slide off this and never make a vegan zombie channel and be telling you the story, because I would have been dead. So that was one time how I almost died. I have better stories than that. Sometimes I wonder, like, I almost feel like, oh yeah, I always make it through these crazy things where I thought for sure I'd be dead. But that's it. On the way back, I literally took almost everything out of my bag to go down there. And then we ended up going camping again like that, kind of like the same thing at Blue Mountain, which I didn't know at the time, but I know now that you're not supposed to camp on the top, but we did. And I went with one of my same friends there, and then another two friends. And that time I felt like I was prepared. I'm like, I'm prepared this time. I already know what I did last time. I had a better sleeping bag. I had way less things. Like my backpack, like I had the essentials and it wasn't heavy like it was before. And I'm like, I'm ready. I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to save my energy and my stamina to go up the mountain so I don't get left behind. So like, and like it worked out the second time a lot better than it did the first time. Oh, if your blood pressure went up, then probably you don't want to hear my other stories, because that was probably one of the easier ones. Well, Iron Gamer, my tent was what I thought was pegged into the ground, but remember, like, there was so much snow, it was on top of the snow. So I cleared out what I could with frozen hands, and just all of us being so cold on top of a mountain in the snow at night. Like, it was pitch black at that time, at that point. I'm not going to tell the other one, because I want to save the other story for a standalone video, either on this channel or the main channel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I put a story like that on my main channel? Like, it has nothing to do with veganism. And except for me, it's like, hey, if I didn't die, then, you know, if this happened to me and I didn't make it, then I wouldn't have this channel. I don't know. But I want to save that story for an actual video. And maybe I'll do a poll. I mean, what do you guys think? What should I name it? Like, I almost died. I shouldn't be alive. Near-death experience. Like, I don't know what's the best thing that would get people to watch it. It's an interesting story. I mean, there's like two of you here on here that know the one story, which I've been advised not to tell it. If I told it, it would probably go viral. It's probably the craziest story I have, but I was asked not to tell it. Put on your main channel, the time I almost died. The vegan zombie might not have happened. Oh yeah, there you go. How the vegan zombie might never have happened. Are we still live? Did they just take it off? They pulled my video because no. I did try one of the Gardein soups and it was really good. Well, it was pretty good. Maybe I was just really hungry. It was good though. Yeah, it was good. I don't know, Linda. Maybe I will tell that. I will tell it someday. What happened to my channel is all like, it needs to buffer. What's going on here? I glitched out? Yeah, that it is. That's why I was saying that I Shouldn't Be Alive is the name of a TV series. I was just wondering if the majority of people just they knew that was a TV show, because that was kind of going to be like the hook to get people to go watch it. It's like, oh, you have one of those, and yes, I do. I've got a few of them. Actually, I got a few of them. I just told you one, which that could have been bad, but another 30 years. It was going to be one of my videos that I did, and I said it, and then I just never, I scheduled the post for like 5 years from now in case something happens to me. So here's another one that I actually told on my Twitch channel. So this one happened with my friend Matt. I don't know if Matt's watching right now, but Matt's one of my childhood friends that he usually plays games with us on Twitch now. But when we were young, even younger than I was with the story I just told you, we were 16, and he got his license in his car before I did. So we were driving around, and he got his license around wintertime. It was wintertime here in Syracuse, so his dad would let him borrow the car, and we would go out. And the very first night he let him borrow the car, we got in a little accident. Not too bad, but we slid down this windy driveway going into an apartment complex, and there was like construction going on there late at night, so like it wasn't actively going on, but there was like a big backhoe that was sitting at the end, and we just slid right into it and kind of crashed into, like, you know, the little bit. We didn't get hurt or anything, but it messed up like the light and the headlight. But there was another time that we were out on this, and if you know the area, you can look it up. It was Creek Road, and it's like this road that goes out. It's like almost, I think it was dirt road, and it's like out in the middle of like pretty much nowhere with, you know, ravines and trees and forests like on either side. And it was so cold that night, so cold. And we weren't really dressed too much for winter because we were in a car that was warm, and we were driving like all out there, and he slid on the ice again, and there was like a really big ravine that went straight down, and there was a tiny little guardrail there just in case. But, you know, you got 16-year-old kids driving way too fast, and he goes up on it, and it comes up. His car goes up on the rail and gets caught, like the tires and the side under the tire. I don't know how to explain it. It was all caught on the guardrail. So if that guardrail wasn't there, we would have gone over and died. So that right there, well, who knows if we would have died. We would have rolled down a ravine for a very far fall. So we didn't die, but the car's up on the side like this, and we're like, what the heck? Now remember, this is 1992. 16 in 1992. Yeah, it's 1992. We don't have cell phones. You know, we have no way to call for help. We're out in the middle of, you know, it's nighttime too. There's no street lights. So we're like, what the heck do we do? So we're like, we might as well start walking back into town. I mean, we weren't too far, like, but we were like at least maybe a mile away from the closest house, you know, and it's freezing cold. Like, for those of you that have lived in freezing cold places, like this was like when you're out walking in it, and we had to start walking back. So we're walking back to town, to the first house we could find. And I remember my feet, by the time we got to the first house, my feet were numb, my thighs were numb, like I couldn't feel my legs, and it was just, we were so cold. And my friend, it was, I think 3 or 4 of us, my friend and our other friend went over to the house, and they were like, can we call, you know, our parents or whatever? And we didn't all even get to go in the house. We're like out there freezing while they went in the house. So anyway, somebody came and picked us up, and that sucked. So that was another one where, you know, we almost, you know, if we did get in that accident, we went down that hill, nobody would have found us until the next day anyway, because nobody had a cell phone, and we were so far out there. And who knows if they would have even found us the next day. They might have found us in the spring. So, but it's funny because I've gotten so many, I've personally not been in, but my friend Matt, we've gotten in so many accidents with him driving. Oh, this was when we were young and invincible. Nowadays, like, yeah, I've got stuff in my car. Even if like I don't, because I don't like to bulk up with like big jackets and stuff, especially when I'm driving. Because if I get like you know, if I get that like claustrophobic feeling come into my mind, I gotta like immediately take my jacket off, and so I don't usually wear a bunch of stuff when I'm driving, but I will take my warm winter stuff with me and I'll put it in the back or in the trunk, blankets or whatever. So that's very important to do. D-Rabbit. You think my guardian angel drinks? Well, wait until you hear the story that I'm going to do for the actual. And it's really too bad because, oh man, I could make my video that much better. How many people are watching? Oh, there's only 39 people right here now. I could make, if I could find a certain something. We had to write a poem. We had to write a poem when I was in 12th grade in my creative writing class. And I wrote a poem about how I almost died. But nobody knew that's what the poem was about. So I wish I could find it, like, because I save everything. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have no clue or how much stuff I'd have to go through to find it. But if I found that, that's how I wanted to start my video. I wanted to read that poem so everybody'd be like, what the heck is this? This is stupid. What is it? It doesn't make any sense. And then tell my story and then read the poem again. Or just tell them to go back and listen to the poem because that's what it was about. Because I remember my teacher go, oh yeah, it's really good. I like this part. And I'm like, wow, little do you know what that part's about. Yeah, maybe that's happening. I got a drunk guardian angel, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so drunk. Oh, what? Craig, get back here. Get over here." Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I've probably told the story a bunch of times, but does anybody know why? So green used to be my favorite color when I was little. Does anybody know the story about how it's no longer my favorite color? I've told this a few times. But yeah, green used to be my favorite color when I was a little kid. A baby, a toddler. I don't think it is at my parents because they cleaned everything out and remodeled their house. So, unfortunately, unless it's up in the attic, I don't know. I went through a lot down there. Hopefully they didn't, because they cleaned a lot of stuff out and threw a lot of stuff away. And I'm like a pack rat. Like I probably should just stay away, just not even go near it. But like, I kept so much stuff, because like stuff has like sentimental. Like I can pick it up and smell it and look at it and bring me right back to a place. Everybody else is just like, throw this away, throw that away. I'm like, you don't remember where we got this from? Don't you remember? Okay, like, so some of you know this. I'll just tell it again. Green was my favorite color. I was a little kid, and so I was less than 4 years old, because I remember I lived in my old house before I moved where I ended up growing up. And I was eating my sandwich. I don't even want to say what kind of, because I wasn't vegan back then, but like I was just a little kid. It was like a bologna and cheese sandwich, yuck. And I was leaning like this on the table in my parents' kitchen. And it was like a loose leaf table, and it wasn't supported, and it fell. And when it did it split my chin open. I have a scar right under here still I don't know if you guys can see it through my beard where it doesn't grow. I had to go to the hospital. And they had to stitch me up. So when I went to the hospital, the doctor comes in. He's like, "Hi, Chris. Hi. What's your favorite color?" I'm like, "Green." And then he comes in with this green. Somebody I didn't know what it was for all these years, but somebody has since told me that it was like a papoose. So it was this green thing that wrapped around me, like my arms were down like this. It wrapped around me like this, and it velcroed down. So I was like, ooh, maybe that's why I'm claustrophobic. Anyways, it totally restrained me like that. So like the doctor could give me stitches without me moving. That's how they did it back in the day, you know? So anyway, after that day, I no longer liked green. I mean, I like green again, but for the longest time, green wasn't my favorite color anymore. Yeah, it was like a straitjacket kind of thing. And I just remembered that. And they probably thought like I'm too young that I won't remember. I remember everything. I remember so if you're a parent and you say things around your kids, you might have a kid like me where like everything you said will retain in that kid's head, and when they get older they're like, "Oh, I remember when you said this when I was 2." Like, you do not remember that. I'm like, "Yeah, you were standing over there. This was the color of this was the color of that." Like, I remember things like that. I remember all kinds of things that adults probably didn't think that I would remember back then. I don't know who that doctor was. I don't even know where. I don't, like, as a kid, like, I just know, I remember what it all looked like. I just don't remember where we were. Like, I remember where I was in the movie theater when I saw E.T. and I was 6. I don't know if they would put people under, because I also had. Oh, I have another story. I might as well tell this. This was very similar what I had to do, but I was a teenager, so they didn't put me in a straitjacket and they didn't put me under. They just like, "Hey, can you?" It was. I still remember the clothes I was wearing. In fact, I posted a pic. Did I post a picture? I think I did. Like, hold, just real quick. Let me check. I think I did on my Instagram. Oh no, maybe I didn't post that picture yet. There's a picture of me skateboarding when I was like 15 or something, and I was wearing the same shorts that this happened. So it was the summer vacation after 6th grade, from 6th grade into 7th grade. And I remember in my neighborhood, I was down at the other end of the neighborhood at my friend's house. It was nighttime, and I was about 14 or 15. Well, whatever age that is, 6th to 7th grade. So 18, whatever, somewhere around there. And I still remember the I think they were Vision Streetwear shorts a Vision Streetwear shirt and different shorts that I had. And one of my friends, so this other kid that was older than both of us, he told my one friend that I said stuff about his mom, which I didn't, and then he told me that he said stuff about me. So we were gonna fight, okay? And so we both sat there, and he's like, "All right, well, then let's do this." I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna hit you," and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna hit you." I'm like, "Okay, well," and we just stood there. You know, I was ready, he was ready, and all of our other friends were just there watching. So I wasn't gonna hit him. I wasn't gonna hit him first, and we sat there for way too long. Like, we just sat there and we stood there. We just stood there for like 10 minutes. Like, you know, like, okay, well, so at this point, like, it's been 10 minutes. So I'm not thinking that we're going to do anything because we're just standing there, you know, at this point. The next thing I know, it was a very weird sensation. It was like black and orange and blue. And I was like, what's going on? Where am I? What? And then I realized it was all started to come to me. I'm like, oh, he must have hit me. He must have knocked me out. He must have hit me and knocked me out. And and all of a sudden I could see again. And I was like, it was a weird sensation. Like, I was like, what just happened? Like, and then I realized what was happening. I'm standing about 15 or 20 feet away from him. I never fell on the ground. I apparently just walked away or walked over or whatever. And the next thing that I did, because when I was that age, I had braces. So the next thing I had to do was pull my cheek out of my braces. And then I realized that I could put my tongue through my cheek. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go back over there and hit him right now because my mouth is all messed up. He totally waited until we weren't thinking about it or doing anything. And he hit me as hard as he could. Boom, right in the face. Boom, as hard as he could. And so I went the next house over, which was my cousin's house, and I looked in the mirror, and my hair was all split. I still have a scar there. Right here. It was split right open. My braces like sliced it. And so I was like, all right, well, this is stupid. Now I got to go. I went home. My mom saw it, and it was like, I mean, I had brace marks through my cheek right up here, but like that was like really nothing. But this one right here definitely was. So I had to go to the emergency room. And when I got there, the doctor, he had like this cloth that he put over my face with like a square cut out right there. He's like, I'm just going to put this over if you're, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. So he put it over there and like, he gave me stitches like there. So like, I wasn't seeing what was going on. I don't know. So at that point, the next day, it was all swollen and I had stitches in my mouth. So I couldn't smile. If somebody tried to make me laugh, it was really bad. So, and I couldn't eat. So I had to like drink milkshakes and stuff. And that very next day, my mom had called his mom, and his mom didn't think anything of it. She's like, what? They just got in a fight. She's like, you don't understand. Like the doctor said, like he hit like a grown adult and like, you know, like it was really bad, you know? So his mom came down with him to see me. And the only thing on my mind was as soon as he came to my house was I was just going to jump kick him in the head. I was just going to jump kick him in the head. That's all I was thinking. I'm like, so his mom saw my mouth and she got so mad at him. And she started, I don't know, probably swearing at him like in Spanish. And all I wanted to do was just, I'm waiting for that right moment. I was going to drop kick him. And right before I was ready to do that, he just gets down on his knees and starts crying. He's like, you're my best friend. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. And I'm like, oh man, it's okay. Like, I mean, that's like, I'm so like forgiving with people. Like I never forgot it, but I was so mad. And then I went from being so mad to wanting to like beat him up, kick him in the head to like, oh man, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. But he was like crying, like, yeah, it was bad. He got in trouble. And I remember I was hanging out with my friend like later that week or something, and he would like say things that make me laugh. I'm like, stop making me laugh. I can't laugh, you know. I can't, you know. And to this day, not so much anymore, but for years and years, like every once in a while, it would hurt, and I could still feel the scar on my tongue. But anyway, there's another 90s story. Oh. So, I could keep going with stories and stories and stories, but we've been on here for a while, over 2 hours. You guys probably need to get going back to real life. Oh yeah, he definitely would fear his mom more. I don't recommend getting punched in the face ever, but especially with braces. Ooh, a snack sounds good. No more stories. Real life is boring. Oh, I'm sorry my stories were boring. But let's see. Oh, my phone is all charged. It was empty when I started this. All right, so maybe I'll hold out. Well, I'm still going to do the taste test review video, but maybe my next video will just be, maybe I'll just stop this right now and then tell my story, my near-death story. So you think like how the vegan zombie almost never was. No, the vegan zombie might not have been. Tell more stories. Oh. No more stories. Oh, real life. Oh, okay. Things that make you go, I gotta write down these thoughts because I just thought of another one, but it doesn't. It's like nothing to do with what we're talking about. So, okay. That's all I need to say, and then I know what I'm talking about here. I wrote, straight edge running bowling alley. Straight edge running bowling alley. I'll tell you guys that story another time. Oh, I should tell some more true crime stories too from around here. The Vegan Revolution podcast. Oh, cool. Welcome, Jake. Did you just find it now, or was that a while ago? Yeah, I've done a bunch of interviews for podcasts in the past, so every once in a while somebody might hear one of my podcasts. Oh, recent? Cool. Well, welcome to the channel. I go live on this channel usually every Wednesday, and I post on my main channel, The Vegan Zombie, every week. So, yeah, welcome to the channel. All right, I guess this is it for now. I'll think of some more stories. I got tons of stories. I could just keep going forever, but yeah, that exactly, Linda. I want to save some of them for videos. I mean, technically this is a video, but it's more of a live stream. Oh, I haven't been on that one? I don't remember all the ones I've been on. Well, I might as well pull out the old photo album and I can just tell stories and show pictures and stories and stuff. Which reminds me, I mean, it's a lot of work to do, but I have countless old video recordings that I did because I've been making videos since well before YouTube. So when I was a teenager, when I was living in Florida, I recorded everything. You know, I got a camcorder for Christmas, but then when I moved away, I bought a used high-8 camcorder from a pawn shop when I lived in Sarasota, Florida. And I just recorded everything. And people knew me as just always recording stuff, but now they're all like, "Hey man, do you have old videos? Like, I'd love to see it." Nobody cared back when I did it, but now everybody's like, "Oh, I would love to see those old videos." Well, that's pretty much what we started this for. We started this before the pandemic for me and John to do a Wednesday kind of like a podcast where we would talk about, you know, anything you guys wanted to talk about, but, you know, veganism and, you know, just anything. Old video with true crime style voiceover. I could totally do like a little mockumentary and make something up. What could I do? Like I could take all my old footage and kind of spin it in a different direction, like kind of make something up. That might be funny. You know, the one thing that I do regret though, so I'm a long time vegan. I've been vegan since, you know, I was doing this, and I would make all these videos. But the one thing that I didn't do, I never, like, who would have thought of that back then? Like, I never filmed what I was eating, or like I didn't think it was important. Now I would love to go back and have like old footage of what I ate as a vegan, but like that wasn't a thing back then. Like nobody, first of all, nobody was vegan. And second of all, like I was filming, I was trying to make cheesy movies and skateboarding videos. I didn't care what I ate. Man, I wish I did. I wish I had video of all the foods I ate back then, because that would be gold today, to show like, oh, these are the products I used to buy. This is the meals I used to make when I was, back in the mid 90s. But unfortunately, I've got a few of them on the YouTube channel already, of my old videos. I did some of that last year. Well, 2 years ago for Vlogmas. John Nelson Sullivan on YouTube. John Nelson Sullivan. Who's that? Usually people with like the whole name are serial killers, right? John Sullivan. Oh wait, John Sullivan. John Nelson Sullivan. John Nelson Sullivan. He is 80s. Are these 80s videos? Is that you? Thanks, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night or day. I don't know what is it over there in Australia right now. I've got some videos of the 80s on YouTube, but I definitely could put more up there. Let's do that. Let's do that. That'll be my next endeavor. But I might have to do that for the second channel, just because it's not... I wasn't vegan in the 80s. I wasn't even vegetarian in the 80s. 3 p.m. Oh, I'll have a great rest of your day. It's 11 p.m. here, which means, yeah, I'll probably go get some dinner or something. All right, I guess this is a good time. I had fun tonight. You guys know could go on forever telling stories, but we'll save it for another time. Have a great night, day, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you haven't already, and watch out for zombies. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, the dogs always know when I'm about to end my stream. They're like, okay, come on, let's go. Here we are. Come on, give us some treats. All right, guys.